Papa Squatch is for the one that got away. Keeps coming back to that freezing day. The sound of an animal echoes through the woods. Saw those eyes, couldn't stop.
Evening, folks. Welcome to the Pop Squatch Podcast, episode 4. It's just going to be Jason and me. We are rocking it Dolo Duo. And it's because Dan is out on his anniversary. They like to go and travel. My dad and mom like to travel all over the place. And sometimes I'm envious, but I take after them. We got the wanderlust in us, partly why we enjoy going off into the woods. I like to call it wanderlust.
Yeah, it definitely runs in the family.
Yeah, we were just talking about some stuff behind the scenes before we kicked it off this evening. Jason, he was on a podcast with a fellow Squatcher. He had a good conversation with him. You got to go check it out. I'm sure he'll tell you about it.
That's right. You got to hang out with Jared Lowe of Lowdown. He came up to the Panhandle and went out with us last month. We went out with Stacey Brown Jr. and Ocala. So we talked about that a little bit, just recap that trip and just kind of hung out, talked about stuff that he's got going on. He wanted to hear my origin story of how I got into this, so we talked about that. It was a good show. Y'all definitely go check him out.
What's his channel's name again?
The Lowdown.
The Lowdown.
The Lowdown Podcast.
Yeah, check it out. I think it's on YouTube, Facebook, all the major social medias. We're probably going to meet up as in person, probably coming up in a few weeks in June in the Ocala Bigfoot Convention. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll get a chance to introduce y'all then, and hopefully y'all hit it off because he's definitely going to be a resource for us to find places down there to go somewhere around Green Swamp and where else did he say? I think Withlacoochee.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about that. How we're centralized in Florida, but Florida's a long state, and part of us has the northern territories covered pretty solid, and then part of us has the central and southern territories covered pretty solid. So it's the chore isn't getting out and getting the content and exploring and making the experiences and video and everything. It's getting together and doing it together.
Yeah, it's actually getting there. That's one thing you don't see a lot of in the shows. We watch the podcast, we watch the shows, other content creators. We see, they're going out doing Bigfoot hunts and putting together documentaries and short films, and we was like, man, we just want to get out in the woods. It would be awesome to get out there, but you don't realize the logistics of it, of getting all your equipment out to the woods with you, meeting up with the people that you're going to go with, making sure all your schedules align. You guys travel 3 hours north, or I travel 3 or 4 hours east and south, for us to get together to look for stuff. So people just don't think about the travel that's included. It's a
coordination too, like planning planning the where you're going to eat, where you're going to sleep, what you're going to eat, who you're going to travel with, the day that you're going to be able to do it. Oh no, life happened. You gotta coordinate again.
Yeah, you got somebody who's going to the ER because they have 100 tick bites, or they got some kind of flu symptoms or something.
Gotta go get some antibiotics and
makes them sick and blurry vision and stuff like that. Things happen.
And then on top of that, everybody typically doing this, unless they're fortunate enough, honestly, is they have a full-time job. This is a passion. They want to get out there and they want to get out there and start and experience instead of just watch and wait for something to happen. They want to be in it. So this is us, working our lives, spending time with our families, but still trying to coordinate some quality time together and getting out there and looking for it. It's fun.
Definitely. The more time I spend out there, the more time I want to spend out there.
Yeah.
just disconnected from everything.
Yeah. No, trust me, that's my thing too. Like I get the more I do it, the more I feel like I have to do it. Like just to feel grounded, you know? Like it
Right.
does even not only just going out and having fun and trying to investigate a cryptid of whatever nature, but just putting your hands and feet in the dirt a little bit and smelling the trees on your skin, having it knock some ticks off of you.
Yeah.
Which I'll say this: TSA, everybody in Florida at the very least, probably around all over North America at this moment, but ticks, they are on it this year.
Yeah.
Holy
They're fierce.
smokes!
Make
I've
sure you got some
never seen it.
spray.
I've never seen it this bad before, ever, ever, ever. I mean, it used to be rare to see a Lone Star tick. Like, oh, did you get bit by a
Oh,
Lone Star tick? It's rare to see those. No,
yeah.
like they are.
Now when you pull 100 of them off of you after 10 minutes in the weeds.
They cling to that long grass like raptors looking for a meal. Could you imagine? Yeah, no. When we were on the Swanee, going out and looking at the trees, looking at Champion Cypress, that's one of the behind the scenes things. I don't know if we talked about it too much, but was just how many ticks. Like even though we had DEET sprayed, they were just
Yep.
the person in the following the leader situation. That person in the lead was they were climbing. They were quick. I've never seen them
Yep.
that active. Even how quick they are. It is very impressive how thick they were. And
But
a few weeks before that, even I was in a Cypress County doing a I'm sorry Citrus County doing doing a little trip with my kids. We did some caving down there, and they were even thick out there too. Like in you before that, you were up in you know
yep. And
up in the
Ocala,
Panhandle, yeah,
the
getting
great tick
wrecked by them.
harvest.
Yeah, that was they great Jason harvest if anything.
All right, so you you got you got a little excursion coming up with your dad. You guys are
Yeah.
going to go out. So tell me a little bit about the history of what you found of the place and some of the sightings in that area.
So, Ocala National Forest is, from all of my research, it's been a pretty good hotspot for sightings for decades. It is stretching back to the 1950s at the very latest. That made sense for me. Some of the stuff that I saw wasn't actually in what you now know as the forest necessarily, but further as far back as it is, I imagine it was pretty rural back then. Like the surrounding area, if you know a 50-mile radius around the national forest, and you probably had some pretty old growth stuff back there until within the last 30, 40 years. You know, if that even 90s, I'm sure 80s and 90s. It's hard to imagine that it's almost 2030.
Wow.
Yeah,
4 more years.
yeah, we're in the thick of it. Thick in the raging 30s or whatever they were. Well, so the first one that I seen and thought was noteworthy was near the Camp Ocala back in the 1950s, and this was actually by a deputy sheriff by the name of Doug Sewell. He reported and actually investigated like a 17-inch man-like foot track found by a road crew who reported it to. So crazy thing is that they mentioned the feet print were super deep and it was in like sandy soil. I'll suggest that, but I'll say that, excuse me, but it suggests that the weight of the creature was almost half a ton, just by their recollection. I will say this was the 1950s, and
Right.
Florida, people looking at something and be like, holy smokes, that's a big footprint in the sand. That must be half a ton. But also, they saw smaller 6-inch footprints resembling about a 12-year-old child probably found nearby, like leading to theories of a family unit. They thought they found big 17-foot prints, but also smaller footprints close by,
Two sets of tracks, 117, 16.
and it's crossing a road. Keep that in mind. A lot of these Ocala National Forest sightings you'll hear is like crossing a road, crossing a road,
And a
crossing a
lot
road.
of them crossing US 40.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. In 1963, in rural Marion County, which again outside of Ocala National Forest, but pretty close,
Right.
a family reported ape-like creature coming to their house at night and peering through their windows. In the 1960s, something I've talked about with Jason, and I'll talk about it after a couple little tidbits. But this is very familiar. The peeping behavior
Yeah.
is common across all regions, from what I can tell. People and people I know and hold dear to my heart even have reported peeping behavior. Like they're not scared of people inside their homes. They understand there's a barrier, there's a protection, but they're also curious. Like they want to see what's inside a human structure from all accounts. Also happened only at night. Never once had an issue navigating around this yard that had stuff all over it. They never bumped into anything. The only time they noticed them is when they peeped through the windows and they saw their eyes. Could you imagine
No,
that? Could
no.
you imagine? So,
I had I had a hard enough time seeing it in the middle of the day. I couldn't imagine in the middle of the night just looking out a window and seeing that face there.
could you, could not? I mean, I'm sure if it's anything like what I've been told, I have a source that I love dearly, and this person told me stories all throughout my childhood and held fast to them. Never once changed it, but told me stories about white albino, light colored Sasquatch,
Oh yeah.
tall and hairy, coming up to their home in the 30s and 40s in the rural Midwest area and knocking on their walls, knocking on their windows, to the point where after a couple years of living on that property, they had to leave. Like the my my family, it's family of mine, obviously, but
Right.
they had to. It's family on the other side of my family, but they, their family got up and left. They left the woods, and their father and mother never went back into the woods because they were the ones protecting. They were the ones, telling them don't go outside at night, stay away from the windows, stay away from the doors. They're not nice. But they saw white, hairy, long, long hair, red eye creatures staring at them through their windows, knocking on them, hooting at them through the woods, like loud, like long ones, long-winded
Hmm.
ones. Like it was described to me just for like a full solid minute or two,
You
and
know,
all night long.
I've heard a lot of older people comment on white things, um, like the Alabama white thing, tree boogers or whatever. But I haven't heard too many young people explain or say they had experiences or encounters with the white ones. Only older folks.
I will say, I think a lot of that has to do with the activities readily available to people in different timelines. Like nowadays, the thing to do is to travel away from where you're at and go visit different places, and it's readily available. You can do it easily,
Right.
but you know, take 40, 50 years ago, 60, 70 years ago. it wasn't that way. Like your central community, your area was your area. You know what I mean? You didn't drive
Yeah,
hours and
unless you're in
hours
the
and hours.
military.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, there was your backyard was your backyard, and you got to know that backyard pretty well. If something stood out, I think you knew it. Like I
Yeah,
believe a lot of those old timers. There's no reason not to. There's no ill intent with any of this. You know.
absolutely.
So on and so forth. Yeah. Next one, I would say October 1977 in Bellevue. There was a 22-year-old welder hitchhiker on close to US 441 reported a 6 foot plus creature emerging from the tree line. The witness described a horrible smell of rotting garbage in this one actually, and he kept calling it the skunk ape. Uh, he also said that this creature had a reddish color to its skin or its fur at this point too. So craziness.
That's that seems to be a common theme with skunk ape in Florida, the reddish brown tint.
Yeah, so from what I can tell across these different reports, they range just like any animal would. Not any animal, but I'd say higher primates. They have different colors, different shading to their
Right.
colors, reds, browns, blacks, with a little bit of grays. But those are those colors. There's not a whole lot of like you're not going to see a yellow, orangutan running around. It's not usually like that. Uh, this one is near Fort McCoy. A reverend actually stood eyeball to eyeball, he called it, to an 8 foot creature for about 30 seconds while he was cutting wood in his backyard. He said he had a flat nose, his eyes were deeply sunken into his sockets, which basically said, like he was saying, like there's no way it could have been a mask with the way its eyes set into its face.
Right.
Also, he was a reverend. The creature also appeared while he was chainsawing. He had other machinery going on, and it didn't like scare it away. It was like curious. It wanted to see again what's going on over here.
I
Like
wonder. Let's see. I wonder if it was curious or if it was protective. Wanted him to quit cutting the trees.
that could have been it too. Honestly, I would say if he was protective, I think it would have been a little more invasive. Like he may have had something thrown at him from a distance. Because I do know I've seen stories where they chunk stuff. If they don't want you in
Yeah.
the area, you'll see something flying at you, or you'll hear something falling close to you. You'll be like, "What was that?" And you look over and there's a broken branch. No trees around. How did that get there? I would say what I've seen, if anything, is that they're curious. Like they at least the subspecies here, from what I can see, they've been socialized, I think, to a point where they understand obviously that there's humans in Florida, even more so now than ever. Obviously, there's
Yeah.
just the population is booming, but also, I mean, if that's been happening for decades. Like their forest has been pushing in and pushing in and pushing in, and now they only have small corridors where you can go from like green swamps to the Withlacoochee to the Ocala corridors up into the Osceola
Yep.
corridors and then over into the Panhandle and the Georgia swampy, southern Swanee areas. Like that corridor is connected, but it is those the arms, the branches of it are a lot thinner now. I think,
Yeah.
and
They
that's
don't spread out
that
as far.
exactly.
Which it would seem to me like it would be easier for us to get activity right now to get some kind of evidence because just stick even closer to the water source more so than usual
Yeah.
because they
Well,
always follow the water sources, but
uh,
even more so now if there's a drought.
the more I read these and study into, like, read into them, the more I truly feel that the curiosity isn't a benign curiosity. They're not. and when I say benign, it's just not like it's not like a chimpanzee trying to watch you do something because it's like seeing a magic trick through the glass window and it blows its mind. It's it's
Right.
a wild animal surrounded by what would be considered a predator, and it has mastered the art of understanding it and staying out of sight. Like the population is so small, that's the only thing it can do. You know,
Hmm.
if there's something out there, that's the only way that it survives is if it can stay away from the thriving population. Yeah.
And if it's able to just disappear at will, I mean,
Oh yeah.
any kind
That
of
and that's
camouflage.
yeah. Go ahead. I'm
Well,
sorry.
I was going to say no. I was going to say people who don't know what they're looking for, just regular everyday people who are driving through the country. They see something in the woods, and all of a sudden they don't see it anymore. They don't know what to look for. People who grew up in the woods, and even though we grew up around camouflage, we still have a hard time seeing people who are fully decked out in camouflage up against a tree.
Hmm.
So even a little bit of camouflage hanging off of these creatures in the woods is gonna hide them
Yeah.
to people who don't know what they're looking for.
And if you're a creature in the woods, like what do you do to protect yourself against, for instance, the huge tick invasion that's happening right now? Like you cover yourself head to toe in mud. Like you
Hmm.
protect your areas. That's the only thing you can do. Like you make your own little ghillie suit, if you will, in my opinion. And I think that that's the case for all over the place. Mosquito repellent, like Native Americans would put like thin layers of mud on their face and bodies to protect against heavy infestations of mosquitoes. Also, other
Yep.
things like natural herbs and things like that as well. What is it? I have it downstairs actually. I can't remember it right now. But anywho, so June 2004, in Ocala National Forest, close to the northeastern side, which, to be honest with you, is where we will be in a couple weeks.
Right.
There was a road grader sighting. A road grader operator saw a 6'5" tall creature 200 yards away. The creature crossed 18-foot road in exactly 3 steps. I'm sorry, and he crossed it in 3 steps, implying a stride length that is basically impossible for a human of that height.
Oh,
So he
18.
looked 6'5" from that distance, from about 200 yards. That's 2 football fields, folks. 2 football fields away, a person saw something cross a road that he thought was over 6 foot tall from 2 football fields away. And then, after further investigation, found that it had crossed the street in 3 strides. That was an 18-foot wide road that he was grading
In 3 strides.
in
I,
3 strides.
he didn't get evidence, did he?
No,
No, no
no,
photos, nothing.
no.
What was
That's
that?
the
2004.
2004. Yep.
Yeah, that's very early
Flip phone action.
days. Phone activated.
Yeah, beep beep. That was the Nextel era. That's back when I used to have Bumblebee.
Oh,
Oh man, I date myself.
a little bit.
But also something else. He said that despite it, despite him seeing it, he said that it disappeared into the woods pretty quickly. Like it just blended right in. Like he said, he's seen it come out and then go back in. There was no arms pushing stuff out of its way,
Right.
even though it was a dense wood line. He said it just went. He just said walk right into it, like he dominated the environment basically. Just
And
owned it.
and that's part of the camouflage that I was talking about. When they can just move into the tree line and disappear like that, you know, It's just cloaking, really.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you're covered in mud and gunk and tree branches already, it's a couple more. It's a couple more leaves to the pile. Let's see. In September 2004, not but a couple months away, right after Hurricane Francis, they saw two tall, hairy creatures, excuse me, together in the forest. Actually, the researchers believe that due to the extreme weather in the hurricane, they forced them out of low-lying areas. So people were out there during hurricane recovery efforts, inspecting the national forest to see what was accessible and what wasn't after the hurricane. And they saw them coming out of low-lying areas into higher areas. Two of them walking across again a road.
They have a ton of reports that come out from hurricane cleanup and wildfires. In both instances, there's a lot of reports of people see them crossing roads and, like you said, moving out of lowlands to higher land, and getting away from the flames. So, what's the situation like down there? Is there any wildfires going on right now?
No, I just look. I have it tracked on my map. There's only 3 wildfires right now in Florida, and they're like 80, 85, 75% contained as of
Okay,
right now.
good.
That band of storms that just came through really sealed the deal for them. I think if they are not almost 100% contained, I'm almost confident that they're pretty close.
Good.
But yeah,
We're supposed to have
lifted
another round.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this weekend there's supposed to be another round.
I know that a lot of the water management areas where you can camp for free and stuff and do like primitive hiking and camping, they have fire bans happening right now. But but our county doesn't have a fire ban. We can have a fire in our backyard right now.
That's crazy.
Let's see. In January 2012, this one is in central Ocala National Forest, which is a lot of like off-roading stuff happens out there. They do a lot of like what do they call those?
Side by sides.
So 4-wheelers, ATV type stuff. You have those with tracks and road trails and stuff that are bumpy.
Right.
I don't know what they're called. But a 4-wheeler followed tree knocking sounds and saw an 8-foot creature hitting a tree with a large branch. He was out there supposedly in 2012, which this is a rare report, honestly. So, take it as you will. But I figured I'd throw it in there because it was in Ocala National Forest. He said it looked like the creature had on a ghillie suit. Which made me to believe it could have been a ghillie suit guy. He said it was 8 foot tall, hitting a tree with a large branch. The witness described the peaked head shape. So the top of its head had like a peak on it. Instead of it being a flat, rounded, it had the little mini dome on the top.
Conical.
Yep. And also had a massive jaw with some muscles rippling off of it, he said. Got pretty close to it. That one, I'm a little sketchy of, but, do what you feel how you feel. You who saw it, if you were out there in the woods and you saw something big and furry looking like it was wearing a ghillie suit, hitting a tree with a stick,
I would have thought it was Bigfoot too.
Yeah, depending on what time of day it was, I probably would have investigated it as well, to be honest with you. Yeah. Because we both know if it's at night, it doesn't even cross our mind.
If it's at night, there was more than one person, I'd check it out.
Yeah. If the person you were with couldn't run faster than you.
As long as it wasn't a bear.
Yeah, no doubt. You pushed me right up. Get out of there.
Yeah, hey, bear.
Hey, bear. Hey, bear. That's an armadillo. You get that armadillo. Oh, all right. And then most recently in 2017, Hopkins Prairie, four witnesses observed a creature from about 100 yards away at the campgrounds. They basically said that it had massive shoulders, significantly wider than that of a bear or a large man. Also said that it tapered down towards the hips, like he was wearing like shoulder pads, basically, with like a football player, but super tall.
Yep.
Said that the prairie, actually, Hopkins Prairie, provides the only clean water for miles, making it a natural choke point for tracking anything biological for that matter. So, something I was going to keep in mind for future reference.
Heck yeah.
Um, put Hopkins Prairie on your radars if you need a spot. Also, I didn't think about that. Trying to find a choke point for resources. You know, you know, in Florida, water is in abundance, but there are places where it's not. So, if there is any type of, you know, residual presence from something that's been there for, millennia or hundreds of years at the very least, then choke points like that might matter actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that's all of the ones that I was able to really find that mattered to me. I didn't. The thing that I took away from the majority of these is they move through human habitated areas, even if it's roads. They're curious, and also they're not afraid.
No.
That's not a fear. Curiosity isn't a fear. That's not a fear-based intelligence. That's a I feel dominant where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm confident. I'm good. Let me just go check this out real quick. I tell you, I did not have confidence when I was out there in the middle of the night hearing that tree knock. I was not standing there looking at it for too long.
It was. I think.
Hindsight's 2020 though. Maybe now that we're first trip in, if we hear a tree knock, we may probably go venture in. Now that we've thought about it.
Yeah. Might actually be quiet and listen to what's going on rather than saying, "Holy shit."
Did you hear that? I hope you heard that. Oh man, no, that's fun. I'm excited for all this stuff we have coming up. We have a lot of we have Ocala National Forest in a couple weeks. We have potentially something coming up with some other content creators, which I'm really excited about. Just networking and meeting people in the community ahead of time. And then maybe even a week after that, we have another day where we're going to go inspect a pretty cool place that I like. Not going to give too many details yet, but as we get closer to it, I'll probably clue you guys into a little bit of it. Drop a couple little hints here and there. and then, and then on August 13th, we got the Ocala Bigfoot Convention.
Can't
not
wait.
August, sorry, excuse me, June 13th.
June 13th.
Yeah, I got August on the mind for Wabakimi. Wabakimi on my mind, Wabakimi on my. Yeah, and then my birthday's in July, and we got a nice little family reunion that we're gonna go to meet up and probably just spend some quality time with one another.
We're going to do something one of those nights, whether we just have to load up and go down a dirt road for a little while.
Gotta
Maybe
use
do a
the
little
time
walking
together
around.
wisely. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Yeah. I want to get Dad out there, get him in the woods, make him whoop whoop whoop.
It'll be good for him.
Yeah. Get him acclimated some more. I think the last time he was in the woods was when we went, and during February, was it? Yeah.
Man, was it?
Yeah, wasn't it?
No, no, he went
No,
just.
no, he didn't go with us just recently. He last time he went was when I took Bruce with us.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's right.
when it was super duper cold.
It did get cold that night.
I was warm, but you know, I also wasn't sleeping on a cold cold surface. I
I
woke up
was
cold.
warm until I got out of the sleeping bag.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I love the Swanee camps. I don't know if you guys, if you've ever been out and about, but if you're looking to get into some primitive areas that kind of have a little bit of comfort, the river camps are a great place to stay. Some of them have more comfort than others. Some of them are easier to get to than others. Some of them aren't accessible at all. uh, but
Yeah,
if
some of them
you
are still shut down. Don't trespass.
don't,
Stay away from forbidden areas. Don't do it.
it's bad for you and the environment. Anywho, I'm excited for all the stuff we have coming up. I don't really have too much more to talk about tonight. I can't wait to watch your interview again. I love hearing you tell your story. It's so much fun. I want to hear your story if it's on there. I want to hear about your escapades. I'm excited to hear another person ask you questions and put you in the hot seat.
I think you just like seeing me under pressure.
Under pressure. Well, Jason, do you have anything you want to say?
I don't, man. It's a great time. I can't wait till we get
Yeah.
back together and we can hit the woods. But
Well, we got some stuff coming up. Um, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. There's not a whole lot more to be added to it. What I could say is if you're out there in the woods, just keep in mind that if there is anything in the woods, like a Sasquatch, for instance, or a skunk ape, from all accounts that I can see, they're not silly. They're not scared. They're curious, and it's probably best to give them a wide berth. Just my
yeah,
opinion. If you're lucky enough to record it, record it. But probably try your best not to seek it out in its area because if it wants to be found, trust me, it'll let you see it.
he'll find you.
That's right.
He will find you. Respect the locals or become part of the story.
Yep. All right. I hope everybody has a good day, a good night, a good evening, a good morning, whatever time of day you're watching this. Keep squatching, folks.
Later.
Later.
Papa Squatch is for the one that got away.